Good morning, everybody. Yes, I have a new look, and I hope you understand. That's right. Y'all kind of reflected my sentiments this morning. This is not good news for any human being on the planet when you're diagnosed with cancer, especially something that's metastasized. And we will be talking about that at length. But unlike a lot of things that are happening right now, we will tell the truth about it. We will report it with facts and information and talk about it from a correct perspective and not some kind of a spin. First of all, I don't know why cancer would be necessary to spin, except if you were trying to cover something up. So just be aware, we will be talking about it, and we will pull no punches. Crazy White Boy is in the house. Weatherman gifted a Culture Casino membership on the Green Machine. And Ruby Hoove dropped a $5 super chat today. Hello all, we'll watch later. Boyo has a vet checkup. Oh, that'll be good. I hope it's good. Have a good one. Have a great one, Ruby Hoove. Good to see you. And thank you for the Culture Casino membership as well. We've got so many other folks that rolled through the door, like Master of Puppets, who dropped a Culture Casino membership, starting the stream off right. And our good friend Mark Fields with a $2 super duper chat. Positive vibes to you all. Have a beautiful day to you too, Mark. Thank you for being here. It's difficult to talk truth. It is. People get upset. I don't know why, but we'll find out. We've got so many of you here, though, that like to talk about truth. That's right. It's Penny, and many, many more. Jed's out there wrenching away with the lovely Miss Pick Cafe over there on a Green Machine and here on the tube. Weatherman, like you said, gifting. Morgan King is here. Good morning to you, Morgan. Hope everything is going well this morning. Master of Puppets is everywhere. And Mr. Cat's here. I don't have a feeling other than I'm sorry for him. I don't think anybody should be suffering cancer. I don't think anybody would be hurt by that. I think hiding it is a big problem. Griffin says birth of the greatest show on earth was May 18th, 1884. The Ringling Brothers Circus premiered in their hometown of Baraboo, Wisconsin. They would merge with Barnum and Bailey in 1907. And I have to tell you, the greatest show on earth was amazing for a very long time. In my entire lifetime, for the most part, up until recently. Last few years when there was no more. Thank you, Griffin, for today's history lesson of the day. Our favorite polar bar is out there. So is Libby Priest. Good morning. Juliet's checking in from across the pond. Good morning. We definitely have a professional trim for those of you who have noticed. Ewan, what's going on? I'm here and sober. Well, that's a good thing. Low Spec Linux laptop and low Spec Linux gaming in the house. Good to see you, Jeff. SFXF314 Sabertooth Raptor. What's up, buddy? You ate my burger. Good morning. All right, folks. 6 minutes starts now. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, wherever you are and whatever you're watching. Thanks for checking out the 6 Minute Daily. We have a lot to talk about, not a lot of time to do it in. Most importantly, we have to talk about the health of the former president, the former vice president, the former, some kind of a representative person, whatever. It's Joe Biden. He was diagnosed with a very aggressive form of prostate cancer. Now, the problem is it has metastasized to the bone, which under normal circumstances takes a decade or more for this to happen. It's also something everybody would have seen coming with a simple blood test. What recently seems to have been left off of the last thing, according to reports, the last health report on Joe Biden for his presidency, was any mention of that, or a PSA for that matter, according to reports. Deadline's going to cover this from their perspective, and you're going to see more and more of this on both sides of the aisle. But at least people are rising up to support him at this very difficult time. Hillary Clinton, Kamala Harris, President Trump, people on both sides of the aisle. They're all sending well wishes, and you know what? That's the decent thing to do. Cancer should not affect humans at all. In fact, I'm aiming for that to become the reality someday. But the coverage about this has been very, very direct, let's say. Fox News bringing up the fact that the woes are all converging at once for Joe, including this cancer diagnosis, but of course the last minute pardons, which now there's even more evidence to suggest that he did not actually have anything to do with them or any of the other things that he may have signed during the course of his presidency. This is going to definitely have a huge effect, but no more so than the HUR tape, H-U-R tape, that basically revealed just how mentally compromised the president was all the way back in 2022, 2023. We have problems here because there is a cover-up by the mainstream press and many others. You have the audio of the HUR interview, which you can all find for yourself and listen to some of it over at Axios. They actually did some actual journalism. And his memory stumbles and his speech impediment that they tried to pretend existed, his stutter. If you've ever listened to Joe Biden in his life, he didn't stutter. Yeah, lots of renewed scrutiny in this. But we're here to talk about entertainment. So the box office is really sad. Just a little over $100 million in total this weekend. But Final Destination went big. 51 million domestic and over 100 million internationally. These are big numbers, and this is something to be proud of. It just wasn't enough. There was a lot of things that misfired, like the weekend's Hurry Up Tomorrow and many other things. I have a feeling going forward, we're going to need to pay closer attention to what this number at the bottom says, 103 million. That's not enough. We're going to talk about that on Midnight's Edge in the Morning coming up next. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is going to be delayed. That's right. The second iteration of this terrible conception of this particular franchise won't be out until 2027. I don't know if that'll help it or hurt it. Probably neither. We got Sarah Silverman being an idiot, saying that her comedy was embarrassing and she felt ignorant. I don't really care. You did what you did, and in the time, it was fine because people were laughing. Michael Che gives a humiliating apology. It really wasn't humiliating. This was done, obviously, for the stagecraft and stunt that it was. We had Lilo and Stitch star Courtney B. Vance coming out, teasing the box office opponent Mission Impossible. For good reason. It's going to clean the clock of Mission Impossible Final Reckoning. But I don't know if you needed to rub it in from a cartoon perspective. Republicans are looking to get the big bill back on track there. Hopefully they do. U.S. stocks power within 3%, or at least they did back on Friday, within 3% of their record highs. And the S&P got all the way back to all the recovery that they needed. Japan's economy has been shrinking for a while. It's strange how AP continues to run multiple stories on the same story. I think they're just trying to drive a wedge between the U.S. and Japan. I think it's also odd that the Justice Department says it may drop the criminal prosecution of Boeing over MAX crashes. I think a lot of that had to do with the multiple hundreds of millions of dollars in deals that the president made on Boeing's behalf with our various friends in the Middle East. FDA okays the first blood test that can help diagnose Alzheimer's disease. I have a few people they can test it on immediately. And the federal judge strikes down workplace protections for transgender workers. It seems like all of the protections would protect all workers. I don't know that we need specific laws and rules for just one type of people. That's very strange. I can figure that that's the reason the judge knocked it down. And finally, we get to our bear story of the day, and here he is. A tangled bear cub is rescued from a soccer net at Lake Tahoe, California. That's right. A bear was freed from a net it had been tangled in. A mother who had been trying to wrestle the bear cub out of it and was unsuccessful was basically relieved and was plenty happy to let this actually happen. So, yeah, they just had to make sure that the bear was okay. And that's today's bear story. We've got a little bit of follow-up, so stick around for bonus time coming up about now. Thanks very much. Thanks for being here for the 6-minute daily. It's time to have a discussion and bonus time. For those of you who've been here for the entire stream, I appreciate that. For those of you watching in the replay, do hit hashtag replay gang in the comment section below, along with the like. If you haven't hit a like yet, please do so. Double check you're still subscribed to the channel. Wherever you are, wherever you is, thank you for being here. And welcome to bonus time, everybody. Look at all these amazing people. Look at who've gifting a culture casino membership. Look at that. It is a day that ends in Y with all of the amazing people that support the channel. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope you know you mean the world to me. So let's take a look at Bucky Cat for $2 in his super chat saying, trying to distract from the Horror Tape release. That's true. It really doesn't look good. And I'm telling you right now, it looks really bad for the government and obviously for one political party. But I would suggest that it looks even worse for the media, because the media was pushing all of these lies for a very long time. If you paid any attention to some of the clips that dropped during the weekend, Scott Jennings was part of a panel where one of the Democrat operatives that pretends to be a news person for, I think, CNN, actually told the truth and said they did everything they could to, quote unquote, resist, including all of the lawfare that they conducted. It didn't work. They didn't have an idea. She pointed the finger right at Schumer. It is what it is. But anyway, I just thought it was interesting. We're going to get more to this story here in just a moment. But right now, I'm going to grab this amazing chat from SFX of 314 Sabertooth Raptor for 10 Culture Casino cash. Says Tom Midnight's Edge. Get away from my turtles, Rogan. That's right. Paramount needs to return back to the 80s and the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie. I agree with that. Better writers, a better director, adhering to the source material. Thoughts? My thoughts are you're 100% right. I think Tom and I have had this discussion upon multiple occasions. I don't understand why they needed to change it and direct it at a modern audience. I don't know why they race swapped a primary character. I honestly don't know why they did some of the gross things they did in the first movie, other than to score BS points. Rogan's not above that. He's a tool's tool when it comes to Hollywood rejects. And he's probably one of the many reasons why we have fewer and fewer people we could call movie stars in Hollywood for a variety of different reasons. Our friend Casperius says Scott Adams on his show today says he has the same type of cancer as Biden. He says he has until probably summer. Oh my gosh, really? Oh, that's terrible. Just awful. Thank you for the $5 super chat, but bummer news. Look, cancer is bad. Everybody I know probably has family that's been touched by cancer. Me especially, pretty much all the ladies in my family, many friends. A lot of that is breast cancer for the ladies, but it's impossible. I mean, this is something we need to figure out a solution for instead of making it chronic, like the medical industry tries to do. And yes, that's an accusation that some people will be uncomfortable with. But if nobody truly believes that if we had a cure, they'd be really excited about giving it to people. So, and I'll fight tooth and nail for us to reveal anything that would help anybody who has been affected by cancer, let's say. Yeah, prayers for all cancer victims indeed. Noses run in my family, and I think they do in every family there, DL Fundle. But great joke, and thank you for lightening the mood a little bit. But I'm going to go ahead and turn that dial back to holy cow, and just look at this. This is from the New York Post. It doesn't take very long for people to do research, to reach out to contacts, to talk to actual cancer doctors, and kind of suss out whether or not something could be legitimate. I'm going to tell you right now, if anybody's health is scrutinized on this planet next to the Pope's, it's the president's. And it is scrutinized with great effect. There is no way that there wasn't a PSA test out there that indicated this or had at some point in time. I think it's really easy to get done, and it kind of lets you know where you are on whether to pay attention to it or whether it's not something you need to worry about yet. And believe me, all men will eventually get this kind of thing. At least for the most part, it's not necessarily 100%, but it's a pretty high percentage. But doctors say it's inconceivable that Biden's cancer went undetected by his medical team. And so Donald Trump Jr., apparently, is questioning if the diagnosis is a cover-up. One of the things that bothers me the most is that we're now getting to the bottom of a lot of different nefarious activities. We've recently been promised by the director of the FBI that we're about to see a massive wave of transparency on top of some of the efforts they've already been striding towards. I would love to see that because I don't think we've seen enough yet. It's been a very long time indeed. Now, it's hard when your own organization is working against you, and that seems to be something that is happening internally. We're starting to see intelligence operatives and things like that being let go from their positions and investigated for, whether or not they're going to have criminal prosecution. In this particular situation, lots of doctors have said that it's inconceivable, that former President Joe Biden's aggressive form of prostate cancer went undetected by his medical team. Don's obviously talked about that, but the 82-year-old former president was diagnosed Friday. No, he wasn't. After doctors found a small nodule on his prostate during a medical exam earlier this month. With the cancer cells having spread to the bone, that's metastasized to the bone, that doesn't give you long to live. His Gleason score, mind you, of 9 not only suggests it was the most aggressive, but it's likely been there for a long, long time. A handful of medical experts were quick to question how the former president could be diagnosed at such a late stage. That would include me, especially given the prostate cancer can be detected early with routine blood work, which is recommended for men over the age of 50. That would be people my age. So I can tell you just how easy it is. It's inconceivable that this was not being followed before he left the presidency. Exactly. That's Dr. Howard Foreman. Gleason grade 9 would have had an elevated PSA level for some time before the diagnosis, and he must have had a PSA test numerous times before. This is odd, he added. I wish him well and hope he has an opportunity for maximizing his quality of life, and so do I. And I think we all do. Dr. Stephen Quay flagged similar concerns, saying Biden's type of cancer is the easiest to diagnose when it first starts and progresses. The PSA blood test shows the rate of cancer cell growth for even with the most aggressive form. It's a 5 to 7 year journey without treatment before it becomes metastatic. Okay. You're now hearing from professionals on this. It would also explain the gaffe that he had a couple of years ago when he talked about having cancer. At the time, the press tried to explain it away, saying it was non-melanoma cells that were burned off of his skin. Interesting. Of course, this is meaning it would be malpractice for this patient to show up and be first diagnosed with metastatic disease in May of 2025, especially since he was the president of the United States. So it is highly likely he was carrying a diagnosis of prostate cancer throughout his White House tenure, and the American people were uninformed. Medical analyst Mark Siegel also weighed in, telling Fox News that it was surprising Biden's illness was so aggressive given his high profile. And since this announcement was made when it was made, and because of the announcements that were made in the her tape being released during Take Out the Trash, which is usually the Friday news cycle that nobody's paying attention to, one of the reasons the TV ratings dip as well. This coming out on Sunday is an attempt to obfuscate many other things and to manipulate people, perhaps. I don't know. Are people that cynical that they think that they can manipulate people emotionally with something like this? I mean, it certainly is something that I wish him well in fighting and having the best possible days of his rest of his life. But it's not going to be easy. And nobody can deny that he hasn't had some kind of IV fluids and things like that were being injected into him. Lots of people pointing out that it's just inconceivable. And I agree with them. All right. Let's get back to regular bonus time and back to you. Today, we're going to be all about the truth, folks. We will not be misled. Eric K. for 5 Culture Casino Cash. Thank you, Eric K. A few cures for cancer has had big pharma and our own government sue the doctors and scientists that developed the cures. I wasn't aware of that. I'll have to look into it, Eric K. I know that there have been claims about some medications that seem to be, well, on the verge of or a cusp of being made over the counter, but I guess we'll see. All of this is more than a little disturbing. Let's just be honest. And I'm going to say right now, one of the reasons that nobody cares about the mainstream anymore, as far as the news goes, is because of stuff like this. If the first thing you do is question the motivations and timing of things, first of all, you've obviously become more cynical because your experience with the mainstream media is that they chronically lie, mislead, misdirect, spin, obfuscate, other amazing words you can use here. Of course you're going to be cynical. Of course you don't believe them. I don't believe them. I don't think anybody in their right mind would believe the mainstream at this point. I think you'd be embarrassed if you believed the mainstream media because they're always trying to tell you it was a mostly peaceful protest with a building burning behind them and violence. Hey, Trekking with a Tablet, good to see you. Regardless, I have a feeling that we're going to have more scrutiny on news and news organizations, and I've got a video I'm about to record on this, so hopefully I'll get that out for tomorrow, about why nobody watches the news anymore, why programs like 2020 and 60 Minutes and many others are on the way out. We can also have a conversation about why one of the only successful parts of Paramount is CBS, because it's television for old people. And that's almost all the people that are left that are watching these news programs. And you can't continue to lose between 6 and 10% year over year or more in the case of ABC, where they lost darn close to 30% year over year of viewership for 2020, and expect anybody at all to find you relevant any longer. You cannot constantly get caught up in scandals trying to tailor the truth to a political perspective. Doesn't work that way, especially since most people now, especially young people, go out and find the truth for themselves, usually getting multiples of sources. That's kind of what I do. I think that's what you guys do too. And the truth is, F cancer. I agree. I don't wish cancer on anyone. And I don't think anybody else should as well. But again, the first question was in the thumbnail. Why release the diagnosis now? Why didn't you do it while he was in office? Why didn't you do it before he entered office, which it sounds like most likely he was already dealing with it? Who was misleading the American public and why? And again, it's not something you're supposed to do from the office of the president. And with the Her tape coming out and revealing and exposing just how melty Joe's brain was, unfortunately, felt bad for the guy. How long was that being covered up? Who was running the country? Why didn't we exercise the 25th Amendment the way it's supposed to be utilized? Many questions. I mean, was the plan to have Joe just run through for another 4 years and die quickly in office, leaving Kamala as the president of the U.S. that nobody wanted nor voted for, nor had any interest in? That'd have been a problem. Weatherman says, my aunt passed from vulvar cancer. She let it spread into her bones, and it caused her to have a seizure that she never recovered from. Oh, that's awful, man. I'm sorry. D.L. Fendel says, the truth may not set us free, but it will give us some comfort in our captivity, or it will give us more capacity to understand with what regard the leaders hold us in. Because I don't believe any person that's being diligent in their pursuits for their constituents should be found lacking in this particular area. It's just my opinion, though. Last call with Troy Pacelli. Hey, what's up, buddy? You guys should go check out Troy's channel. It's amazing. We had a lot of fun hanging out in Florida. I can't wait to see him again. They blew the spin on this. For 4 years, they could have milked the cancer sympathy while blaming it on blaming it for any cognitive issues as a distraction. Yeah, well, they tried to come up with all kinds of excuses. I can tell you that when running one of the longest filibusters in history until recently, the longest, over the civil rights issue, I have to tell you, Biden was interesting. And Jill, at that time, the babysitter for the family. That's right. Jill Biden was Joe's children's babysitter, which means Hunter and everybody have known her for a long time. Anyway, yeah. And Jill Powers, Dr. Jill Powers, the River Daughter, says chemo radiation would also explain why they encouraged him to drop out of the race. They couldn't keep hiding it forever, and would also explain the confusion and obvious slurred speech behavior. I'm going to tell you right now, they should have come clean. They should have come clean. One Punch Man Tolkien fan. What's up, my friend? It's great to see you. We got a Rumble rant over on the Green Machine from our good friend Tobak. Let's see if we can find that. Didn't show up on this side of the... Oh, there it is right there. Ba-ba. There it is. Tobak for 5 Culture Casino cash, otherwise known as Proctor Deuce's Stupendium Compendium, says, on the truth hunting tip, I will be looking forward to some banger conversation prompts on Planet X, Parallel Dimension Culture Casino. Yeah. I'm going to be doing a lot of research. And again, one of the things that I guess most people that do look for the truth or try to understand why something's going on or happens, that unending curiosity, I suffer from that. So I'm going to drill down on all this stuff as much as I possibly can for as long as it takes to unwind. Just kind of what I do with the entertainment business, to be fair. So thank you for the $5 super chat. We got lots of these amazing people out there today. Oh, by the way, once I have my what do you call it, dermacare appointment done, the beard will come back rapidly. It already is. Already growing it like crazy. 5 o'clock shadow my tuchus, and a 5 o'clock shadow 3 hours after I shaved. So it is what it is. Let's see. Oh, yeah, we got a new video dropped. I dropped a video talking about the poor performance of the trailer and the lack of interest and outright apathy for the Ironheart television show that Disney has no faith in. They have as much faith in this, maybe slightly less than Echo. And they're trying to balance it across 2 sets of books, 2 quarterlies, to maybe not try to have it hit so bad. So much is going on right now. It's absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. Once again, I want to say thanks to the Weatherman for another gifty. That's right, 2 gifties over on the Green Machine. Run over there and get your free gifty. That's amazing. Ubisoft is remaking Splinter Cell. That's about all they can do now, is remake the things they've already made, and hopefully they don't screw them up. But let me tell you, gamers are getting even more savvy because they are not going to buy downgraded things at all. Can't stop greatness that is the beard. You know what? One Punch Man Tolkien fan. That is correct. My whole life since I turned, I started on a mustache around 12 to 14 when it really was coming in. And by the time I was 16, I had a minimum mustache and was always working on a goatee. And then by the time I was an adult male at 18, I could rock a beard if I wanted. But back then, it still was clean shaven, especially if I was trying to procure work for my company. So I had to sell myself as a clean cut young man. So yeah, no new wave haircut, no blonde dye job on the top, massive flap, no mohawk. No, you couldn't do any of that stuff anymore. It also made it easier to get roles, to be fair. Much easier to get stage roles. What are we thinking about Elio? I think Elio's in big trouble. It has been for a while. It got 2 extra years of production cycle than it should have. The film had been talked about, well, kind of like this. What's this thing? Ironheart. It's been talked about for a long, long time. It's been in the works for, I want to say, too long, and it's costing them another $100 million. To me, this kind of reeks like Wish does. Nobody remembers Wish, right? You guys know Disney made a film that was supposed to be in celebration of their 100th anniversary called Wish that they have paved over and hidden. Nobody remembers that movie. Nobody wanted that movie. Nobody went to see that movie. Snow White. I mean, everything that they've kind of applied the sheen, the pastiche, the veneer of woke to most recently, especially when it came to like things that are supposed to honor like the past. The minute they applied that garbage, they've wrecked it, and then they had to pave it over. I think Elio may have a 50-50 chance at being successful, but I really don't think so. I think it's going to cost too much. I think it doesn't have a good aesthetic. And I think that they've had to change the story so many times and rework everything that I don't know that they'll be able to cover up all the woke garbage they inserted in the first place. So there's that. If that was the question, I hope it was, Brian and Cindy. Last call with Troy Pacelli's in the house for 5 more Cultured Casino Cash says, I envy you your hair culture. Bless you. Well, I envy you your great sense of humor, my friend. I hope everything's going well. And Got to hang out with you guys again. You guys are great. Fat Elvis is in the house. Gasp! Ironheart trailer is a flop. It is 64% dislikes, and it was climbing. If you want to go and check out the whole thing, myself and Kevin Apollo. That's right. Kevin Apollo is becoming a regular contributor on my channel. You do want to check that out. It is amazing. Hopefully I get a chance to dive into some gaming news here later today, and that game place will be up and running on Wednesday. So we will be back in business again. Looking forward to that. Look at all these amazing people. Phoenix Knight is out there. Good to see you. And Angelo Richter. That's what's different. Yeah. You can see my neck. I am a redneck. That's what most people don't realize. But that's just skin tone. It's an immutable. Sander Hammerschlag. Taylor Swift, the truth. Let me tell you, the Taylor Swift thing is about to get even wilder. Now, they did manage to get the judge to try to squash some of the fact that there was some blackmail going on there, but there are receipts, and I think that judge is going to have to revisit that decision since the receipts are out there. The truth is out there, too. And I don't know. You know what? I should probably do a poll. Let me do a poll real quick. See what you guys think. Poll. Is Taylor Swift hot? Let's see. Start poll. Let me know what you think. She's never been my bag. She's always been what? Not even discount Britney Spears. She's been like discount Clarkson, Kaylee Clarkson, or whatever her name was. Anyway. Oh, that's true. Yeah, tonight we do have Foul Ball Productions. It's going to be fun. And there's a celebration. You're going to want to check it out. Jed will be there. I'll be there. Many other people will be there. It'll be a good time. Punkwaddle's out there. Our favorite penguin. Good to see you, my friend. Dean. Dean is here. Lord Shax, what's up, my friend? Speaking of trailers, I didn't like the Superman trailer. I didn't either. I think I spilled the beans completely on Thursday. If you go back and watch me on the HCast on Mr. H Reviews channel, you can watch that in the HCast archive channel, the Mr. H Reviews archives channel. The show in its entirety will be there, but yeah, I was not kind to Superman. I think we've spent an awful lot of time and effort rooting for James Gunn, and I don't truly feel like a best effort was put forth there, and I think the film will disappoint people. This needed to be a home run. This is supposed to be the official cinema launch of the DCU. James Gunn's DCU. Just like this is James Gunn's Superman. I was listening to Chris Gore, Frank Gore, and Alan Ng, my friends over there at Film Threat, and they seem to be indicating that the trailer had some kind of a misdirect in it. But I don't know. We'll see. Coffee. Fat Ellis, clean cut young man. False advertisement. Well, I always smelled fresh as a bee. Just saying. No mohawk? You seem to be too nerdy for a mohawk. No, I had a mohawk. I had a lot of different haircuts. We made jokes about Ironheart over a year ago. Yes, we did. And yet, they still released it. JWDMB says, they wish. That's right. What a terrible film. Man, and the music was awful. I mean, bleh. What? It's terrible. Cynthia's here. Hey, Cynthia. I'm trying not to remember Wish. Oh, sorry about that. Snakes. We are now at the go broke phase. True story. True story. Demonetized says wish in one hand. Oh yeah. Wish, yes. I love it. Perry Chan, It's a Gundam, and Asmongold are master editors. Oh, they are. Dude, did you see the latest Gundam? Oh, it's so good. About DSP. All right. Trying to catch up. You guys are on fire today. Dean Krantz says, I heard the title Ironheart and thought of a fantasy movie like Dragonheart. See? And believe me, this is a fantasy. Trying to pretend that this character has some relevance and would be anything if it weren't for stealing Tony Stark's technology. There are so many contrivances, conveniences, conceits throughout just the trailer. What a piece of garbage. Look, I dropped some really interesting facts that most of you probably don't know about Ironheart in the video that I dropped this morning. So please do go and watch it. For those of you that are carrying a wrench around, please, that did not sound good. Please put the link in the chat so people can find it. That would be great. Yeah, Kevin Apollo is amazing. That's right. Chad St. John says, works for me. I think that was maybe over the Taylor Swift commentary. But the polls in the field. Polls in the field. Weatherman's like, Taylor Swift's too bratty for my taste. Also, I downrate blondes. Well, there you go. Where's the party? I don't know. Hey, the Batcap's here. What's up, buddy? Twice and Blackpink are more my speed than Taylor Swift. There you go. See? Makes sense. Richard James for 5. Culture Casino Cash says, you are appreciated. No, you are appreciated. But thank you. I appreciate you all. You are the best. I have the best chat on all platforms, whether it be YouTube, Rumble, Odyssey, Mindscatter, or Twitter, now known as X. You make the engine run. Speaking of which, every day in about 25 minutes, in about 27, 28 minutes from now on X, I drop a daily tweet. Something to think about. It's also something to get people a little upset about or have a good laugh. So do check out my X. Follow me on X. It is Culture Casino on X. If you're watching live on X, because you can watch it live on X if you're traveling about. Hi, good to see you. You can actually chat in there and it'll come across over here, believe it or not. I have it set up to do that. Pretty soon, we'll be going live to Discord. So that'll be happening too. Pretty exciting. And I'm going to be able to start bringing in guests in real time from other RMTPs for real-time conversations. It's going to be wild. Literally, people can connect with their own setup from their own thing, and I just bring in the RMTP right into this location. Much like a news station. Can't wait for that. Monkey Jeebus is in the house. What if they got Henry Cavill for Ultraman? Why would they do that? I mean, they're already kind of downgraded Superman. Why would? Are you talking about for the Japanese Ultraman? It's the Ultra series. Started in 1966. International pop culture phenomenon. Man, tons of movies. I think he's a little too big, if anything. Just my perspective. Thank you, Miss Pick Cafe, for getting the Discord out there. Much appreciated. SFX F314 Sabertooth Raptor for another 2 Culture Casino cash says the truth is out there. It's true. And we got another line jumper here. We got John Yulden for £5 sterling proper money, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. Proper amula. Let's see. John says that Ironheart trailer almost made my TV self-destruct. There you go. Thank you for that, John. Mucho apreciado, dude. Max Redstone, say X one more time. I dare ya. I double dare ya. Ironboard chest does not describe her physique. Not even gonna go. Look at all these amazing people out there. And mods, thank you for doing what you... I have the best mods. There's no doubt about it. They work very hard. I just want to say thank you. Thank you to the mods, because it's harder to do things without you. And I appreciate you guys hitting the links. Lord Shax, what's up, buddy? Says, all the way from the Green Machine. So there are clubs on... Wait a minute. So there are clubs on X. Apparently I'm already in one, and many of you are in there. I didn't even know until I clicked the icon and noticed all the familiar names. Hey, yeah, you could also be in a Discord club. Yeah, so tonight I will be on Comics Division. Comics Division's Monday show, the Monday Meltdown. And right after that, I'm going to be, about an hour or so into that, I'll be popping over to my buddy Matt, Foul Ball Productions channel, for a little bit of a celebration. And then I'm going to be going to bed. So hopefully I will have recorded a video, edited it, and got it ready for tomorrow. At least that's the hope. We got a Snow Dub in the house. One of our favorite puppets. Speaking of master of puppets. Here's another one. Snow Dub. Hey, you left your gummies at Puff's house. Yeah. That was a lot of fun last night. If you guys didn't catch the show, a limited series runs over on Jolly's channel with Snow Dub Entertainment, and it's called the Puff and Stuff Show, featuring Snow Dub and Ord's Board from React Attack, and it was a good time. I had a lot of fun. I got to exercise practicing my acting by being a burnout stoner. It was fun. Griffin says, I'm already back to work. Forgive me to anyone I didn't respond to. Well, I'm glad you're still here listening, though. So it's good to see you, Griffin. Yeah, anything else? Let's see. Longest Parsec. Great show. Thank you. Yeah, we're going to have to wind down real quick. I just want to say, folks, always look for the truth. Always see beyond what they're trying to show you rather than what is actually real. And always remember to mute and turn your camera off if you're going to sneeze. He wasn't acting. Thank Noda. Dude, where's my car? That's right. It's right. It's a ROI. It's a Roy. That's such a great, that is such a great movie. Love it. Skit turned into a movie. All right, folks and friends, we seriously have to wind down. I just want to say thank you. I'm going to play a little bit of a bear dance on the way out, and then we will see you over on Midnight's Edge in the morning. So if you're on the YouTubes, you will be automatically redirected to today's show. If you are on the Green Machine, you will have to find your way over there because I still don't know how to do the rating thing. Somebody's going to have to explain it to me. Miss Pick Cafe, anybody. And for those of you on X, hey, check out Midnight's Edge in the morning over on the Midnight's Edge YouTube, Rumble, and other channels. I think they also have. I mean, I know they have X. I just don't know if they broadcast to X. I'll have to ask on that note. As always, be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, and until next time, bear dance.